Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Janu and I talk about all things intentional and low impact living. So today is another episode of the minimalism series, and today we are talking about 10 things that I no longer buy now that I live a minimalist and low waste life. So the first thing I no longer buy is green onions. So I've actually started to really want to learn how to grow my own food, which may or may not be an upcoming series, so be on the lookout. But I started regrowing green onions. So all you have to do is when you have the green onion, you have the root part of it, you just stick it in some water and it actually just grows and it just keeps growing and growing. I've been doing this for about a month now, so I don't know if it gets to a certain point where they just stop growing, but for the most part, it just grows pretty quickly. All I do is I change the water every other day, but they just keep growing, and I love Asian food and like miso sort of like broth, so I'm always using green onions in my food. It's just the perfect way to kind of top off your meal. They're super healthy as well, but I love that you don't have to go out and keep buying green onions. They will actually regrow right here in your kitchen. You don't need anything besides just a jar and the green onion. The next thing I no longer buy is liquid body wash. I love body bars. I think they're great. Not only is it cutting down water waste, but they tend to last you a lot longer as well. I feel like with body wash, I would be pouring like globs in my hand, and then next thing you know, the body wash is gone like that. But for me, I love using bars, and I also love using bars that I can use on my face as well, because again, one of the best ways to cut down waste is to find multi-use products that you can use for different things. So you don't have to bring excess clutter into your home. You can use one product that can be used for multiple things. So bar soaps, definitely, I think they save me money. I think bar soaps just tend to be cheaper as well, and I just love that it takes up less room in your shower. They're easy to travel with, and they're just easy to use in general. The next one is rubber bands. So if you haven't already noticed, when you're bringing in produce or maybe even furniture into your home, a lot of times they come with rubber bands already on them. So I just kind of store them in my little like utility drawer where I have my like hammer and measuring tapes and sort of things like that. And so you can actually just collect those. A lot of times we are going out and buying new things. When it comes to, minimizing your waste, I think it's all about using things that you already have in your home. So instead of going out and buying new rubber bands, you can use ones that you're already bringing into your home from produce or whatever the case may be. So now that I live in an apartment that has a dishwasher, which is a game changer, by the way, I use Dishpods that don't come in plastic. So I've been using ones by Drops. I've worked with them in the past. I've done a couple. I did a partnership with them on Instagram, but I'm completely plastic free. You can get them delivered directly to your home, and they're just super convenient, super easy. I love that they come in a cardboard box, and I love that they're just trying to reduce their waste overall. So for me, it's just buying items that I need and buying items that come packaged plastic free, and which with everything going on when you go to the grocery store, it can be hard to find products that come plastic free, but there are a lot of products that you can buy online that have that option where they come plastic free and are just like better for the environment overall. The next one is plastic free sponges. So I know a lot of people use dish brushes. I use a dish brush and a sponge. I feel like the dish brush is helpful when I need to like really scrub out something in the pan that's like really sticking, but I also like using a sponge as well because I feel like it's easier to kind of like clean. For example, maybe a cup, I think it's just easier to clean. But there are sponges that are plant-based. So I have been using a sponge that is plant-based. I'll be sure to link all of these products in the description box below for you guys. I think just switching from your typical plastic sponges, which are 100% plastic, you can't recycle them, they're gonna go straight to landfill, and opting for a more sustainable option. The next one is prepared food. So a lot of times you can go to the grocery store and they'll already have like, maybe green beans and some fish or whatever the case may be wrapped in like a plastic container for you to just take home and eat. But obviously that's a lot of waste. But I think when it comes to living a low waste life or a minimalist life, it's all about being intentional. So I try to meal prep and I try to meal plan, and I try to buy vegetables that come package free. Now again, depending upon where you live, you may not have access to vegetables and items that come plastic free, and especially with everything going on in the world, there's definitely a lot of plastic. But if you're someone that does have the option to plastic free produce, I definitely would recommend just buying things in bulk or buying things that come unpackaged overall, because it's going to save a ton of waste and you're bringing in less waste into your home as well. So the next thing I no longer buy is fast fashion. I know when I started my minimalist journey, I just really wanted to be intentional about the way that I live my life. It really wasn't about, saving the planet. It was just, how can I be a better human and a better person? And I just wanted to be intentional about the things I was buying and bringing into my home. And I started learning more and more about where our clothes come from and how, there are workers that aren't paid properly. Living conditions for them aren't great as well. So one of the best things you can do is shop secondhand. So many clothes every year end up in landfill. So much waste just sitting there. So shopping secondhand is definitely one of my go-to things. And then also just buying from brands that make clothes sustainably. Yes, those can be expensive. In order for these clothes to be made ethically and sustainably, they unfortunately have to be expensive. So I would definitely recommend buying higher quality items secondhand as a way to get over fast fashion. The next thing that I no longer buy is cups. So I just moved, as you guys may know, and I was thinking about buying glasses. And I was like, you know what? I have all these mason jars. Like, why do I need to buy glasses when I can just use these mason jars for glasses, for food storage, etc.? So for me, living a minimalist life is all about finding multi-purpose items. So this mason jar can be used to store flowers. It can be used to store my green onions. I can use it to meal prep. I can use it to drink water out of. The only thing I would say is I do want to buy maybe a mug, so when it's something hot, because if it's glass, you don't want to be touching the hot glass. But I think it's finding items that you can use that are multi-purpose, and even using jars that you're bringing into your home, like a salsa jar or something like that. Like, you could use that as a cup and also use it as a food storage container. And when you're bringing things into your home that serve multiple purposes, then that means you don't require as many items in your home, which cuts down the clutter and just makes your life so much easier as well. The next thing I no longer buy is shaving cream. I don't really believe in buying shaving cream. I'm like, use that body bar that you have, rub that on your legs or wherever you want to rub it, and you can use that. I haven't had any issues when it comes to shaving with just like regular bar soap. I don't think you need those like fancy shaving creams that come in like the aerosol cans. Like, it's so much waste. You can't really recycle them. So I think, again, it's just like asking yourself, do I really need this thing? I think we're told this lie that we need multiple products for multiple things, whether it's cleaning products or whatever the case may be. And it's like, no, like a bar of soap can be used for your body, your face, like to shave with. Like, you don't need 3 different sorts of soap. So I think it's cutting back on having so many items in your home, and it's also thinking to yourself, do I need 3 different things when I can just buy one? So not only is it saving money, but it's also cutting down the amount of waste, and it's also just cutting down the amount of clutter, because that's what we want, is a clutter-free home. Next is toilet paper that comes in plastics. They come shipped direct to your door. It comes shipped 100% plastic free, and it's bamboo toilet paper, and they come wrapped in paper, so it's easily recyclable. And I know when you're going to the grocery store and you're trying to find like recycled toilet paper or eco-friendly toilet paper, it still comes in plastic, which like blows my mind. It'll be like recycled eco-friendly toilet paper, but then it comes wrapped in all this plastic, which that thin plastic is not recyclable. So it's just crazy, all these items that seem like they're eco-friendly, but they're not, and it just makes it really hard to be a sustainable person. So for me, I think it's about using products that can be used for multiple things. And then I think it's also just like, how can I be intentional about the way that I live my life? How can I adopt habits that are good for me and for the planet? And when you start to think about that, it really just changes your mindset, and it changes the way that you live your life. So it's definitely been an amazing experience being on this journey of, living a minimalist and low waste life. And again, I think being a minimalist is different for everyone. The things that I don't like about the minimalist movement is that I feel like it makes it seem like you have to be the type of person that has one pair of jeans and one pair of shoes. And it's like, no, you can be a minimalist and, wear jewelry. You can be a minimalist and wear makeup. You can be a minimalist and have nice things. Like, you don't have to say no to those things. It's just being intentional about the things that you're bringing in. Like, do you need 20 lipstick colors? Probably not, but can you have a couple that you actually use and actually like? Yes. Way back when I was looking at, different people's like 10 things I no longer buy now that I'm a minimalist, I saw on a lot of the lists were like, well, I no longer wear makeup and I no longer get my nails done. And I'm like, that's cool for you, but I think it's kind of discouraging for people who like to do those things. It's like, oh, I can't be a minimalist if I like to get my nails done, which is not true at all. And I think when it comes to living this sort of life, it's just about like using things that actually bring you joy and that, serve a purpose. Like, it's okay to get your nails done. It's okay to go get your hair cut. Like, when I was seeing these lists of things like people no longer did, it's like, I don't think you need to go that extreme. Like, it's okay to be a normal person, but still be a minimalist. Like, you don't have to be this deprived person that doesn't have anything. Like, you can still have nice things and things that you enjoy, but it's just more about being intentional about what those things are, actually serving a purpose, and also the effect that they have on the planet as well. I'd really be interested to hear what your thoughts are on living as a minimalist, if that's something you've wanted to work towards, or what has stopped you to being more of a minimalist, and what your kind of definition is. Everyone has their own definition of minimalism. I'm definitely one of those people who, I think for me, minimalism is like, okay, I have 1 or 2 necklaces and not 10. Like, I'm not someone who just doesn't have necklaces at all. Or I have, I have like 2 rings, and like, I like to wear them all the time and they serve a purpose. I don't just say, no, I'm never going to wear rings because I want to be a minimalist. So I think it's all about finding a balance and finding out what works for you, because it is different for everyone. Anyway, I hope you found all these tips helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.